Welcome to Cut the Slack with your hosts Billy Candelaria and Timothy J. Coy, sponsored by InlandEmpireHealth.com and PremierLocalMedia.com. Welcome everybody to a special episode of Cut the Slack. We have, of course, our host here, Billy Candelaria, and myself, Tim Coy. And then we have a special guest today, which is my beautiful wife, Christina Coy. And we're going to talk to her a little bit about what she's been through, what she found, and then now what she's doing today. So, you ready for this?
Ooh, scary. Let's do it.
So let's just jump right into it. I see you wearing the health coach hat. Obviously, I'm into you. So there's that goes unsaid. But you have kind of an interesting story, and it has a really cool outcome. So kind of tell us like where all this started. Where did you get going with this, and what got you, I guess, into what you're into today?
Okay, so like a Reader's Digest version?
Yes, yeah, we're going to make it short and sweet for the viewers.
Well, basically, I've kind of always struggled with my weight. When I was in junior high and high school, however, I played sports. I was active, so that kind of kept things at bay. When I graduated, I got married very young. Mm-hmm. 21, I was married.
Not to me.
Nope.
Sorry.
Unfortunately, if we could turn back the hands of time.
I know.
So I got married at 21, and I had my first daughter at 23, my second daughter at 25.
Okay.
I was in a really bad marriage. That's probably,
Putting it lightly.
But I had the girls, and so they kind of kept me going. Yeah. My weight definitely fluctuated. After having kids, it was really hard.
Would you say the stress of the marriage affected your weight loss and weight gain?
Well, yes, because it was a verbally abusive relationship, an emotionally abusive relationship, which really didn't set me up to make succeed. Progress or, succeed. I was always searching, whether I was trying to do something healthy or unhealthy or whatever it was more out of desperation.
So you tried a lot of things. I mean, did you try all the big names, the ones we see on TV? And
I've tried everything.
Okay.
Everything. But I didn't have a support system.
Right.
And I think that had a lot to do with my ability to succeed. I was depressed. I was lost. All of those things.
Right.
So then in 2009, I got separated.
Uh-huh.
Which, being single for the first time after 14 years of not, right. That was motivating to try to get myself together.
Get back out there.
Yeah, So I was able to lose some weight. I lived a single life for 2 years, trying to balance being a single mom, financially supporting them, all of those things.
Did you get your weight under control at that time?
I would not have called it getting my weight under control. I did lose some weight.
Okay. Was it sustainable?
No, it was not sustainable. I started to, gain some weight back. And then, but in 2011, I met you. So that was a turning point.
Dawn of a new day.
Yeah, that was a turning point. And you always just loved me as I was. And you encouraged me and lifted me up and all of those things. However, I was still overweight.
Right. I was great, but
you were great.
Wasn't the magic solution for everything.
You were great, but you didn't have the magic wand that made everything okay. I mean, you did.
Whoa, edit.
Sorry.
Keeping that.
Family
gotta
show.
Keep that. That's a highlight reel.
So you found yourself. We're together. We're happy.
We were happy. We were going out. Like you were, in a new relationship, and we just kind of. We lived it up.
We lived it up. We had some fun. We ate, we drank, we did all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But we still weren't there.
So why does weight matter?
Well, it matters for a lot of reasons. The first reason is your health. I think as we get older, we start to really pay attention to that. Like we're getting older. We want to live longer. Our kids are growing up. We want to live to be a part of their life. For me, my dad had gone through some really bad health issues that really scared me. So there's that, and there's the confidence. If you don't look good, you don't feel good. If you don't feel good, you're not projecting that. And I just think it's an overall thing. When you can get your weight under control, you feel good, you emotionally feel better, mentally, all of those things that come along with it. It's really like weight loss is just a real small component.
Yeah.
And then like everything that follows after that, which I didn't expect because I'd never really conquered my weight.
Got it.
You know, so.
What would you say to someone who's, big and happy? They say, I don't want to change my habits. I'm happy the way I am, and that's your choice. That's fine.
I think it's fine to feel that way. I don't think anybody should walk around in shame. But I know that there's no good health benefits that come along with being overweight.
Yeah.
You can be happy in your own skin, and that's great. But I feel like if any of those people were offered a secret, a special secret that they knew could get them to their goal, they would take it. But I think sometimes people say that because to protect themselves. I believe if they knew that they could get to a healthy goal weight, they would 100% do it. But sometimes losing 50, 80, 100 pounds feels like such an overwhelming, daunting task.
Yeah.
That it's just easy for people to say, I'm just happy how I am.
Yeah. That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
And it sounds like it really starts in your mind. The outside is really a reflection of what's happening in between your ears.
100%.
And there's also, while a lot of people are recognizing the health risks and lifestyle choices of trying to live a healthy life, there's a whole other segment of people that they simply just don't care. And I'm not sure what role we have, if any, to help them. Deep down, I feel like we all have this genuine want and need to help others. But it seems like helping people is really an art,
Sure.
Right? Because you could come across wanting to help someone and actually offend them.
Sure.
If you're not communicating correctly.
Yeah.
And especially if you're coming from a place of care, of passion, of real, true, honest intent.
Sure.
And you're trying to get this message out, to friends and families and coworkers and everyone that's around you because you believe in it,
Sure.
And
well, there has to be a gentle approach.
yes.
And what I've learned so far is I can't want it for someone more than they want it for themselves.
Boom.
So if there's not a shift in their mindset, then it's really hard for me. I'm just one person, People that are close in my life that I love dearly, that have struggled with their weight, friends, family. My approach with them has always just been, look, you're on my heart. You're on my heart because I love and care about you, and I think you could really utilize this program. That's a gentle way to say something. You tell someone that they're on, your heart, and you've been thinking and praying for them. It's really hard for people to get offended because if you are coming from a place of sincerity, people know. They can feel it.
That's been my kind of struggle in trying to help people that, not as far as weight goes, but different other, topics, is my approach. I can come off a little too strong sometimes, to my detriment.
A lot of people have a lot of opinions,
and
then that's fine. But we, like we talked about in previous episodes, we have to make sure that we're packaging things up properly.
Yes.
And we can't just go out and blurt out opinions and hope everybody agrees, especially if you have the mindset to help people. But you couldn't really start helping people right away. I mean, we were at a point where we were happy in our marriage. We had found some success there. You still really hadn't been happy with how you looked. And we went to weddings. You were in some weddings where you didn't really enjoy the pictures that were taken afterward. So you had to help yourself before you could help anybody, obviously. So was there a point where you actually found something that worked? Have you done 10 things since then, or did you find the Holy Grail?
Well, 2016 was kind of the perfect storm of circumstances for me. I was turning 40. My daughter had a sweet 16 birthday party that I spent a ton of money on. I had a photographer there, all these things. And at the end of that night, I didn't have one picture with her because I felt so insecure. And I remember coming home and telling you. I was crying. I was like, I can't believe I missed this one moment that I have no memories of.
Yeah.
It's a major life moment.
Because of insecurity. Like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. And so that happened. And then my father went in for a triple bypass. It was very scary. He almost didn't make it. And that was just from life circumstances of poor nutrition, not taking care of himself. And watching him go through that and turning 40 and everything else, I was just like, this is it. I have to do something.
Breaking point.
It was my breaking point, you know, and I think everyone needs to experience that, you know, to take things seriously.
So did you just go to the gym? Did you go back to one of the old things you tried before, or did you find something that was new?
That was when we went searching. We went searching for things, and, you know, we were watching documentaries. I was like, maybe we should juice. We were juicing vegetables and fruits, and then I was like, let me join this boot camp for
Right.
$500. I can lose 20 pounds. And I was just really trying to do everything with really, honestly, minimal results. And then I had a close friend on Facebook share her before and after,
Okay.
and it inspired me. And I was, honestly, my mental state at the time, I didn't really care what it was. I was just willing to try it because her results, I knew her and she was a real person. And I remember having to ask you, okay,
Yeah,
I have this
yeah.
other program. I want to try it.
Right.
And
And I said no.
you said no.
like a great supportive husband.
You said no, but
You tried a lot of things, and
Yeah.
so I was at that, like, it was just another thing.
right.
But eventually you said to me, hey, if I can find my own money, if I can do it on my own, can I do it? And of course I couldn't turn that down. You know, and you did. I don't know how you did it because you didn't even have a job at the time, but you squirreled away money.
You know what? We're women. We want something. We find a way.
100%.
We figure it out. So that's what I did. I got a 30-day program, and I lost 16 pounds that month immediately.
Wow. That's a lot in 1 month.
That's
Well,
huge.
it
Yeah.
is. I'm 5 feet tall, so you know, for
Yeah.
me, it was very noticeable. And I had friends asking me, you know, because it was very noticeable, just even that 16 pounds. And I thought it was probably too early in my journey to start coaching when she recommended that to me. But my friends and family, they wanted to be coached by me.
Uh-huh.
So we just kind of hopped in and started doing things together.
So you started losing weight, but then you kind of became a health coach before you were even done
I did.
losing weight.
I did. Well,
How did that affect your weight loss, first of all? Did it make it harder, or?
no, it made me more accountable.
Yes.
Oh.
It made me more accountable because I had a lot more people watching me. I had friends and family coming on board to do this with me. And I felt a sense of responsibility, stronger than I had before.
Yeah.
So you started coaching. How far into your weight loss do you think it was when you started coaching? Because that's kind of amazing that most people think you've got to wait until the end and be completely perfect before you coach.
It was about a month and a half, I would say, before I made the decision. And then I still really kind of drug my feet with the coaching side of it.
Right.
Because I was just uneasy. And then something clicked, and I just stopped caring what people were thinking and just realized, like, it's not about me or my fears or my insecurities. It's about the people that I can impact
Yeah.
with offering this to them. I mean, the weight was coming off me so quickly, and not only that, but I looked amazing for once.
Good for you.
You know, for once, I was like, these jeans fit. Like, okay, this is great. I felt great. My energy, my sleep, like all of these, my attitude, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, I was just feeling great about myself. And then I wanted everyone that I cared about to feel that way too.
Yeah.
So
It's great momentum.
it is. And it's super rewarding. You know, I had many of my close friends or family just, you know, call me crying because, you know, a lot of people give up.
Yeah.
To lose 60 pounds, it just feels impossible. And for the weight to come off so quickly and, you know, without killing myself in the gym, with eating 6 times a day, I just felt like, okay, everyone needs this.
Those are pretty key factors too, because most of the time when anybody decides to lose weight or get healthy or whatever it might be, they go, gym, okay, let me just go renew my gym membership, or actually use the one that I never used, over the last decade. And they assume that they're going to have to go through that. They also assume they're going to have to starve, and they're not going to eat normally at that point, right?
Right.
So is that how it was for you? I mean, did you? It doesn't seem like it. Seems like you got to eat frequently. You didn't have to kill yourself at the gym. And then was that all that really you would account the success to? Was there any other components that helped you?
Well, I felt great. It was probably the first time my body was getting the nutrients and vitamins that it needed to thrive. I had a health coach that kept me accountable. That was a really big deal. And we had a community that made it so much easier. People, with their struggles, their victories, all these things. It was like a family of people all going towards one goal.
How valuable do you think that part of it was? Because usually when a person does a diet or decides to lose weight, they just kind of decide one night, maybe their New Year's resolution, and then they wake up and they're on their own. They're doing the South Beach or the cabbage diet or the Atkins, and they're just at home alone and there's nobody there. So how big of an influence or impact do you think that made?
Well, the community makes a huge difference, because there's no journey is a straight shot. There's twists and turns, and when somebody's struggling and they have a bad week, it's really easy to give up. But when they see that there's thousands of people that might have a rough week, but they get through it and they go to the next week and they just keep going, it motivates you to stay. So I think it was huge. And this program also provided education, because for me, I lost 73 pounds. I never want to gain that weight back.
Yeah.
And so how do you do that? You learn tools. And I think that's where a lot of programs fail, is they're just pushing a diet, which pushes a diet mentality.
Short term, 30 days, 90 days.
Yeah.
I hate hearing that type of stuff. I really
is
do.
short term. Like this is a lifestyle change that you have to implement, and healthy habits that will create long-term success. And I think that's where a lot of programs fall short. They don't provide that.
Yeah, it starts with education. It also starts with a big picture mentality. I would say, I'm not a health coach, but just in seeing people go through these types of programs, the window that they're shooting for is too limited. If you're going to fall victim to the holidays, the birthday parties, the Fridays and Saturdays, every little excuse to consume garbage, you're not going to make it.
No.
Make a decision and stick with it. Not for 30 days, not for 60 days. Make it an indefinite decision that you've made and stick to it.
Right.
And keep letting other people know, because it's just going to reinforce that. And it's very momentum building type of activity, because once you start cutting out all of the garbage, you become disgusted with it. And like you said, you never want to get that back again.
No.
It's you've associated pain with it,
Sure.
and you've associated pleasure with not having it. So both of those elements are really, really important. You have to program your mind to associate pain with those things that you want to, get rid of, and pleasure towards what you're going after.
That's what I tell some of my clients. You can't view these decisions and these choices as a punishment.
Yeah.
Like, this program is a gift, and the results that come with it is a gift. None of this is a punishment. So once you can view things differently, then, it's like you said, there's never a right time. There's the holidays, there's summer, there's this, there's that. So there's really no perfect time.
Yeah.
There's always going to be something that comes up.
And one thing I think that people might miss a little bit, we talk a lot about lifestyle. We talk a lot about changing your lifestyle, but I think a lot of people don't realize that it's a lifestyle that got them there, right? It was a lifestyle of maybe 5 or 10 or 20 or sometimes more, 30, 40 years, where they were living a certain lifestyle, and it got them there. So you really, if you really want to have balance and you want to have long-term success, you have to be willing to modify that lifestyle and modify the triggers.
You're right. You're exactly right. They're going to live out, all of us are going to live out some type of lifestyle.
100%.
It's just which one would you like?
Right. So changing 30 days is not going to overcome a lifestyle that you've lived for 30 years. Okay.
Right.
Well, I think psychologically too, just based on my own experience with doing a ton of other things and getting minimal results, psychologically you give up. So the one cool thing about this program is people see their results very quickly, which gets them excited, which motivates them to stick with it.
Yeah.
People don't feel defeated. They're like excited. So
And they've got you cheering them on
oh yeah,
the whole way.
Yeah.
They've got you for the bad days.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Yeah. What does that look like to be?
Well, you kind of have to be a little bit of a chameleon because you're dealing with a lot of different personalities.
Yeah.
So, some need a lot of hand-holding
Yeah.
and catering to, and some people just got it. It's like, check in with me once a week. I'm busy.
Yeah.
I got this.
Hand holding would be phone calls saying I want this, or how would
yeah,
that be?
or yeah, hand holding, or yeah, I'm having trouble. I'm struggling. Can you call me? I don't know what to get here. I don't know what to get here. So you just kind of have to meet people where they are.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
awesome.
and get them up and going, and get them to a point where they're comfortable and they feel like they can do it.
Yeah.
They also have to know how to live in reality too, which I think is a big part of it. Like a lot of people have done diets where they're in a controlled environment, they're at home, and it's all fine until somebody invites them out to dinner.
Exactly.
So there's times where she'll get text messages or phone calls saying, "Hey, I'm headed to BJ's. What can I eat there?" Like it's a family dinner. It's a big thing. It's a
Yeah, I
celebration.
don't want to be rude.
I don't want to be
Going
rude.
a family's house.
I have to go, right? Or hey, I'm in Hawaii. I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
How do I stay on plan? Is it possible? So I see you being there for a lot of those they're not emergencies, but they're real life kind of critical situations
Sure,
where most
absolutely.
people will fall off the wagon, and then they would use that maybe as an excuse to stay off the wagon.
Well, one thing I tell people all the time is protect your investment. You've made an investment into your health. Like, get
Yeah.
the most of it.
Yeah, protect your avatar.
Yes, yes.
Protect your wallet. Jeez,
Yeah.
you spent the money.
And you have to, as a health coach, at the beginning of this, we do an assessment, and you really kind of have to dig into their why. Everyone's got one. Whether it's they have a wedding that they want to be in and look good in, whether they are afraid they're not going to make it to their kids' graduation because they're going to drop dead of a heart attack.
Yeah.
I think it's about knowing what their why is and reminding them of that why when they want to give up.
Over and over. Yes.
Yeah. And their why has to be strong enough. Like I said, I want it for everyone, but I can't want it more than they do.
Yeah.
So I've had clients who tried to take control of their health and just weren't in the right space that time of life, and a year or two later have come back and they're ready to do it. So I think you have to be ready and you have to have the mindset, and it's just about kind of awakening them to the reality that they can do it.
Yes.
So we've got our studio dog in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, Roxy making
Say
a
hello,
little
Roxy.
cameo.
Over here, buddy.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
nothing but the best here, right?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So, I mean, you have an amazing story. You've obviously lost a lot of weight. You feel great about yourself. You started coaching way sooner than I expected when it comes to what I guess people would expect. You started coaching early, but I feel like you probably weren't 100% all in. So, what changed to where you decided to do this full time and as a career?
Well, I didn't really know what to expect when I became a coach in regards to income or anything like that. My intentions at the beginning were to make maybe a little bit that would pay for the rest of my program.
Sure.
So it wouldn't come out of our finances,
Right.
and maybe I would make a little bit extra, to take care of a bill or two, to relieve a little stress from you.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
I couldn't. You're welcome. You're welcome. As I started to help people and run with them in this journey, and the income that I was creating really was like mind blowing.
Sure.
And I was like, wow, like this is kind of like a trilogy situation. It's like
What's that mean?
that means healthy mind, healthy body, healthy finances.
Okay.
And I think being aligned with an incredible company with so much integrity. I can't even believe we get compensated the way we do. I would literally do this for, next to nothing.
Yeah.
Because just helping people. And so once I saw what was coming, I was all in.
Wow.
I was all in.
How
Because
do I get involved?
Yeah.
How do I get involved?
Let's do it.
You're ready?
You're already on my
We'll tell you all
radar.
about it.
You're already on my radar. You just don't know it yet.
So, I mean, it sounds like it was just easy. It was inviting. I think we do, of course, we all are open to a labor of love where you feel like you're doing something to help the community, but it's also tough to do that without getting paid. So it sounds like you're getting compensated pretty well. And obviously it made you feel good. So at this point in the game, you've been doing this how long?
This is my third year. I was able to lose 73 pounds.
Okay.
And I've kept it off for over 2 years now.
Okay.
And
how many people would you say you've helped since you started coaching?
Well, now I have an incredible team of coaches that have incredible transformations of their own that are helping a lot of people. And so the ripple effect that has come from that is that we've been able to help almost 1,700 people.
In 2 years.
This
Two
is
and a half.
going
Wow.
into our third year.
Yeah. That's pretty
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's a heck of a ripple effect, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's powerful.
You're not just helping people lose weight, but it seems like from what you said, you also now have coaches that you've brought onto your team. So what's that look like? Are you teaching them how to be coaches?
Yes.
Is it easy? Is it an uphill climb for them? Is it hard to do?
It's work. It's definite work, but everyone that, we work with, they have this desire. I don't have to give it to them.
Right.
They have big dreams. They have big goals. They're hungry. And so, it's about, teaching them how to coach their clients and then teaching them how to coach their coaches. And so it's a process, but
So these coaches, are they just like health freaks that came out of nowhere? Where did they come from?
No, some of my coaches are some of my best friends, my sisters.
Were they clients?
Yeah, they were clients that had incredible transformations and have made the decision to share that with their network, with their friends and family. And it's just kind of spread.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. I love every second.
So you've helped people lose weight, and then it seems like from there you've helped people get into a new career. Is it something that's become a career for other people as well, where they don't have to work another job? Or
I've had 4 coaches leave their full-time jobs to stay home and have time freedom with their children and build a coaching business.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
How do people get more information about what you do?
They can find me on Facebook, Christina Coy on Facebook, or they can go to our website, right?
InlandEmpireHealth.com.
Yeah. And
Instagram.
my Instagram tag is Get Skinny With Me. Lots of testimonials and transformations on there, but
And you're open to new clients.
Always.
Okay.
Always, definitely.
That's awesome. Well, I'd like to just thank you for spending the time with us on Cut the Slack Special Edition. We're going to be putting this up on all the regular sites so everybody can see it. Is there anything you want to say to people as we head out?
Take a chance.
That's a good one. Just take a chance.
Yep.
Make a change.
Good stuff, guys.
All right.
All right.
Next time.
Okay.
Very good. Well, for Billy Candelaria.
Let's do it different every time. Let's do it different every time. I love that. Yeah, that's good.
All right. Well, for Billy Candelaria and myself, Tim Coy, and of course on behalf of my wife, Christina Coy, I want to thank you guys for coming out to Cut the Slack.
Thank you for joining us on Cut the Slack. For more information on health and nutrition, please visit us at InlandEmpireHealth.com. For more information on promoting your business, visit us at PremierLocalMedia.com.